Hello YouTube viewers, you probably know me as Plane Lover 1239. I'm about to review the Tornado Pullman by Hornby, yes. Now, this is the finished product. Now, this, I think, to me, is the most wonderfully detailed engine that Hornby has produced that I have bought. Now, let's start. We'll start at the front of the engine and make our way around. The front of the engine is fairly detailed with the number of 60163. The vacuum pipe is vacant, but the holes for it are not. I guess if you're into that much detail, I guess you buy it from a hobby shop and you just stick it on there in the hole. Now let's get to the side. The nameplate for the train is clearly printed, and you can just make it out. It says Tornado, if you have good eyesight like me. The drive wheels look very realistic when going around the track. I like it very much. The two back wheels underneath the cab are flangeless, so it can help the train negotiate tight turns. And the four-wheeled bogie at the front of the train is also to provide stability. The cab is nicely moulded. It has two seats on each side. And that's pretty much all I can say about the cab. The roof is very, very much detailed with all the rivets. There are vents. I'm not sure what their purpose, but I think they're smoke vents, so the driver and fireman don't choke to death on the smoke and stuff like that. The colour is wonderfully painted. It's dome, it's funnel, it's riveting, it's 3D-ness is really cool. And I bought this whole thing with a line of coaches, Pullman coaches, for $210, and it's pretty good value. Now let's move on to the Tornado's tender. The tender has a very clear logo of British Rail. I very much like this printing, since if you were seeing it through my eyes, you would be seeing it very well. The top of the tender is very, very detailed. It's got the water cap, a vent for some reason, and it's just got coal on the top. There is a little chute for the coal so it can drip down so the fireman can pick it up with his shovel. Now the connection between the tender and the train is a simple bar arrangement. Simply just get the hook at the bottom of the train to hook up like so. You can make it tighter, but that's for people who have less of a tight curve, so very little of a curve. But I've only just started mine out, so I'm just going to keep it like this. Now the coupling is this small type, but annoyingly of all, if given enough force, excuse me, it can fall off. So you have to constantly keep pushing it so it doesn't. Now let's move on to the first Pullman carriage. And here she is. She's a brake car where the guard sits, and this is at the very front of the the front of the train just behind the tender. It is very very good detail inside. I'm curious about a white thing in there. I'm not sure if you can see it on me, so you can. A white thing. I'm not sure if it's a kitchen or if it's a toilet. The interior is very good. The roof is very detailed. The back, I'm pretty disappointed about the buffers though. They're fake and plastic. They look nothing like the real thing. Well, I suppose that's what you get when you spend $200 worth on 3 Pullman carriages with a train. But it's good for its price. And the bottom is not very detailed at all. Just 3D objects. No other attention to detail. But it's not like a person's literally gonna worry about it. It's just a train set that's meant for the only side, left and right view and bird's eye view of the carriage. Not for any other view. Now let's move on to Minerva. I'm pronouncing it like this. Minerva. Again, it is fairly detailed. Again, it's got that white thing that I'm not sure if it's a kitchen or a toilet. It's fairly detailed in the inside. The roof is very detailed. Again, the buffers are plastic. Which is annoying and sad too. Now, she rolls very, very smoothly. She's got a bit of weight to it. And so is the brake car. I forgot to mention that. She's a brake car. And like so. Oh, don't want you to fall off. She couples up like that. Now let's move on to the last car of the train, which is Agatha, which is how I'm pronouncing it. Forgot to mention the colour of these coaches just astounds me. I love the colour of white and brown. I think they just go perfect with each other. Again, the white thing, I have no clue what it is. And the interior is really detailed. Bottom's not much. It's the same as every other coach here. I like that I've got this little step here that can be adjusted. I'm not sure if it's meant for low platforms or high platforms that you can adjust the step to, so there's less of a step. I don't know. Again, not very detailed with the buffers, still plastic and fake. It looks nothing like the real thing. And that's pretty much it to review, pretty much it to talk about it. Now, if you want to, you can stick around and watch the train run. Just let me put it on. I don't have one of those re-railer things which you can buy at hobby shops that automatically put your train onto the track. But it's too early for that for me. I'd just rather put it on myself. Now she has been chipped because on the box it did say it was DCC ready. And I have got a digital layout, except my Hornby DCC controller broke, which I'm pretty disappointed about. And off she goes. In the foreground here is just a set that my dad had, and he liked battleships back then, so they made models of it, so I'm inheriting it and using it. Now, the train runs very smoothly, and when it gets to that corner, it tends to slow down a bit, as if it was slowing down in a real corner. And the wheels, I like the fact that the wheels look like they're whirring and it's going at full speed, even though it's only one notch on the controller. I've got a little brake here on the track, so it looks like it's going clickety-clack, as a real train does. Now, I bought a Hornby set, but I haven't followed the Hornby track map plan. I've decided to go on my own thing. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. And I prefer it that way because I like customizing my own layout because it's nowhere in particular. Large siding over there in the back with 2 engines, 1 steam engine, 1 diesel, and some other carriages. A GWR I bought, and yeah. So let's continue talking about this train. Now, when I speed her up, I'll speed her up. It looks very unrealistic, but when I come for her to a stop... Oh, sorry, you probably didn't see that, so I'll start it up again. It has realistic motion, so it will take a while to get up to whatever power it's on. So at the moment it's halfway, and it's whizzing along at an unrealistic speed. Oh, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. And now, away, it's going to come around and I'm going to put that throttle to neutral. And she takes a while for a braking, takes a while to stop. And I like this idea that Hornby's put out for a realistic braking situation. So, but I think it's a bit too fast that the train comes to a complete stop. But it's only new, so you can't blame it really. So in the end, I give this Hornby Tornado Pullman a 9 out of 10. See you later, folks. Bye.